Are our dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free, 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everyone. We have got a show and a half for you tonight. Welcome to part 2 of your extraordinary dreams and Dreamwork. I'm so glad you're here. This show is live video, so if you're only listening and you want to watch, go to my website, The Queen of Dreams. You have to add the in the front, The Queen of Dreams, or Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos.com, and look for Dream Visions up in the right hand corner, and just click it. Then you can scroll down and you'll see YouTube Live, and you'll find the archives on the same page. You may have seen me last hour on Bloomer Boomer TV, Your Dreams with the Queen of Dreams, Kat Kanavos. And if you didn't, you can either Google it, or you can go to my Facebook page, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, author, speaker, and watch it at your convenience. Do you remember dream expert Dr. Kimberly R. Mascaro from the November 17th Dreaming Healing Show? Well, she's back, and she brought a friend. Oh, yeah. Our good friend and dream expert Linda Schiller is with us tonight. That was a mouthful. And the three of us are going to have a party on the show tonight. Dr. Kimberly says, may your dreams be your medicine. So we're going to be finding out whether or not there's a connection between your dreams, your health, your relationships, and what's going on right now just before the holidays. But first, remember, we're going to start the show off with my favorite protection and cleansing meditation. So if you're driving, please don't shut your eyes. It'll still work. It'll be okay. You could just listen. All right? So during this meditation, I want you to imagine something powerful to you in your hand, something that's small. Maybe it's given to you in a dream or by a deceased loved one or even a living loved one, spirit guide or a guardian angel. Maybe it's a favorite flower or a crystal, piece of jewelry, anything that holds the power of love for you. This is going to be your power gift, and we're going to use it during this meditation. Together, we're going to be taking 3 really deep breaths in. We're going to hold them, this breath of life. We're going to hold it until anything that is not of our highest and best is caught into that breath. And we're going to blow it out across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where it's going to get converted into beautiful golden light and return to the universe. That way, we're not going to be littering. Okay? And then we're going to use our power gift to build a bubble around us, a protection bubble that will last at least until the next show, if not forever. So, okay, are you ready? Close your eyes and feel yourself just relaxing and becoming really centered. Just relax. You're on such a treadmill, just relax. Feel your shoulders relaxing, kind of move your head around, all right? Take in a deep breath. Hold it. Imagine any tiny specks of negativity connecting to it and blow it out across the room, right into that beautiful purple flame of Saint Germain. Again, deep breath in. Again, imagine any negativity, thoughts, words, deeds sucked into that breath. Now blow it out into the flame. One more time, really deep. Fill up your lungs. Hold it as long as you can. Any stubborn little pieces are sucked in. Blow it out. All the way across the room. Empty your lungs into that purple flame. See it all turning beautifully gold and returning straight up into the universe. Now, imagine holding your power gift in your hand and swing it around your head and your body to create a mirrored bubble of protection around you that only lets that which is of the highest and best and brought by our spirit guides or guardian angels into the bubble. Anything else that is not of our highest and best is reflected back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. So Dr. Kimberly Mascaro and Linda Yael Schiller join us for part 2 to discuss extraordinary dreams and dream work with me and you. Is there a connection between your dreams, your health, your relationships, even COVID? How can dream work be helpful in our waking lives? The experts are here to answer these questions and much more. Dr. Mascaro is the author of Extraordinary Dreams, Visions, Announcements, and Premonitions Across Time and Place. Kimberly is a clinician, author, behavioral health educator with over 20 years of professional experience in the field of mental and behavioral health. She's passionate about wellness, self-care, and spiritual development. She holds a certificate in hypnotherapy and yogananda, and also guided meditation. Kimberly earned a PhD in clinical somatic psychology and an MS in counseling psychology, and operates a California-based private practice. You can find her at consciousshima.com. Some of you may remember that from last time, and that's CONSCIOUSCHIMA.com. Let me tell you a little bit about our second guest. Linda Schiller is an international speaker, Dreamwork specialist, integrative mind-body spiritual psychotherapist, and author of Modern Dreamwork, The New Tools for Decoding Your Soul's Wisdom, and that's by Llewellyn Worldwide, came out in 2019. And she's a professor at Boston University School of Social Work. Linda teaches dream work to a variety of professionals and lay dreamers. So welcome. And let me give you her website too, just in case you want to look her up during one of the commercials. It's Linda Yael Schiller. Let me spell that for you. It's LINDAELSCH.
YAEL. It's
YAEL. Okay. LINDAYELSCHILLER.com. And her book site is moderndreamwork.com. That was way easier. Welcome to the show, ladies. I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on, Kat.
So we've all met at the International Dream Association. So, I was presenting there, we were all presenting there, and we got to meet each other there, the IASD, International Association for the Study of Dreams. So Kimberly, last time in part 1, we discussed dream recall, dream incubation, dream recording, journaling, all for health, in addition to sharing some of our health and medical dreams. Do you also work with dream work like Linda?
Yes. Yeah, various types of dream work. I really love doing dream work that brings in something we both love, with the visitation dreams, with shrine making to deceased loved ones,
Oh, I
as
love that.
yeah, as well. So just bringing those elements together is something that I get really jazzed about. So I offer workshops in that.
Hmm. So, on the show that I have another show on Bloomer Boomer TV, which is for people 55 and over. And we were talking about deceased loved ones tonight and how they tend to come back in our dreams during the holidays. And there's research that says 93% of people who pass during the holidays, either the day before, the day of, or the day after, and that
Oh.
the Christmas holidays and New Year's are the biggest holidays that people pass. So I'm wondering, to a degree, when we're putting up our Christmas tree or our holiday decorations, and we're thinking nostalgically about the time we spent with our loved ones, if in a way we're not creating a shrine. I mean, I just thought of that now, and how maybe that brings them into our dreams. Linda, what are your thoughts on that in dream work?
Well, I do a lot of work with people either who experience a visit from someone or help them to invite a visit from someone, because it can come either way. So the first thing I always ask people is, we discern, is this a symbolic person in your dream, like the mom in your dream, is she symbolic, or is this a visit from your mom that passed? And we talk about the different ways of discerning between a visit and a symbolic dream. And among many other ways, the visits have a vividness to them, and there's a felt sense quality that you can almost feel the energy of that person in the room with you. So the other thing we know in terms of your thoughts about holidays and anniversary times is that I believe, many belief systems do, that our when we think about our beloveds, when we're remembering them either on their birthday or the anniversary of their death or the holiday season, we create an energetic connection that they then might respond to. So it doesn't surprise me, those statistics that you shared
Yeah,
about
that was
how
that
many
was
come through.
CNN research. So I found that was really surprising to me. 93%. I mean, those are very high statistics. It's like it almost begs the question: are they waiting? Do they really need to? Do they want to go through one more big holiday with us, maybe when everybody's all together, and then say their goodbye? So Kimberly, for those of us, for those of the audience who are listening right now, how would you suggest that maybe they build a shrine to get a deceased one, a loved one, to come and visit them if they haven't had that visitation yet?
Well, I was thinking a minute ago with the example you gave about how, here I am, like maybe looking at an ornament, hanging an ornament that I may have made with a loved one, or that was associated, or one they gave me, which I actually have one here, and was thinking of a particular deceased relative. That could be something that goes on a shrine. So especially during this season, and making a shrine could involve something as simple, mine can be a bit elaborate sometimes, but it can be something as simple as dedicating a protected space that will be, thought of as a sacred space, and placing objects, gifts, mementos, things that belong to that deceased person, photographs, even things that need to be changed out, like a drink or a treat or something like that. And just to set up that space where we can sit there, we can reflect, we can contemplate, we can ask maybe for a dream, or even if we're feeling, having a lot of powerful feelings, sometimes I like to write a letter or even a card and give it at the shrine. And that again can just begin that reestablishing of that relationship. And this can start anytime. You know, some of the rituals we did with our family while they were living, we can continue those after they pass and bring it to the shrine. And therefore, you know, that's just another way to begin cultivating that relationship again. Because sometimes when someone dies, just to protect our own emotions, we might forget about them for a while. We might have to pack something away if it's too painful. And through, you know, the years that may take for processing our grief and such, sometimes people then later in life want to reestablish a connection, and they may go about it in this way.
That's so true. I know that when my mom passed, it took me a good 5 years to really get over it. And I remember thinking to myself, am I ever going to reach a point where I can see something that I made with her because I still have my Christmas ornaments from first grade. I mean, we've always saved our ornaments and put them on the tree. And, you know, the first time I put that, the first year after she died, I didn't even put up a tree. I was like, I can't unpack those and do this. I just can't. So what you're saying is so true, Kimberly. But, you know, Linda, I was thinking there are so many people this year who lost their loved ones and weren't able to say goodbye. And there's also other ones. I have friends coming over from California here to Florida who cannot go visit their parents. And so they don't want to do Christmas in California. Their parents are still alive, but this may be the last year they're alive and they can't go and spend it with their parents. So how can, you know, how do you see making a shrine helpful for those people who didn't get to say goodbye and probably won't get to say goodbye? Can that help us during COVID?
I think it absolutely can help during COVID. And anytime someone's experienced what we would call complicated grief. And complicated grief is anytime we are, for example, during COVID, by definition, everything is complicated, including our grief. Sometimes when our relatives or our loved ones pass, we have had a great, wonderful relationship with them, and we mourn them and we miss them, and it's sad, but it's easy sadness. And sometimes it's hard sadness if we had a complicated relationship with them, or there was a difficult relationship with a parent. So then the feelings of grief and sadness can get mixed up with lots of other feelings as well, because not everyone is as fortunate to have just a wonderful relationship with a loved one. So reaching out across time and space also gives us an opportunity to heal and repair relationships that might have not been as ideal as we wished while our loved ones were awake. And reaching out across time and space to people who we can't be with right now, who either are still alive or who have recently passed, just gives us another way of connecting. And it reminds me actually of the meditation that you did in the beginning, Kat, where we have a talisman. So sometimes if we have, and it can work two ways, either we have something of theirs that has meaning for us, and we either put that on our altar or our shrine, or we keep it in the room with us. For example, I have my grandmother's candlesticks that were passed down from my grandmother to my mother to me. Or we send them in our thoughts and prayers something that is of connection. So the shrine or altar can be something very concrete, and it can be also something energetic. I think it can go either way.
That's great. What a great thought. I think that's really so important. And I can see where both what you said and what Kimberly said can give people a lot of peace of mind right now, right. and give them a bit of a lighter heart. I think a lot of people are walking around with heavy hearts. And I think that Dreamwork can really help us with this right now. I think that I always know when I've done dream work because I wake up exhausted. There's no other way to describe it. I wake up more tired than when I went to sleep because I was working so hard. And sometimes my dream work can be something as simple as, like, for instance, the other night, I dreamt about an alligator. I mean, this huge, ginormous alligator. And this recurrent dream that I have is I go down into the basement of my home. And the home is here in actually Cape Cod. It's the one we just sold it. So it's got a really big basement. And I'm down in the basement and the whole wall is glass. And you can see through it. And I'm in the ocean. I'm in the deep ocean. Or I'm in deep water, basically. Looking out. I'm safe, but I love looking at it. Sometimes I'll see sharks go by. But in this case, an alligator swam up to the glass and opened its mouth as big as it could and just snapped it shut. And I remember I jumped back in the dream and thought, oh my goodness, that must be what an animal sees just before it's eaten by an alligator. And then another voice in me said, that is so cool, let's do it again. I said, okay. So I did the dream again, and I went right up to the window, and the alligator came up and snapped it shut. And I woke up exhausted thinking, I think I just did a scientific research in my dream. So I noticed that, Linda, you actually do something called integrated embodied approach to dream work.
Right.
What in the world does that mean? And is that what I did in my basement?
Well, it is and it isn't. What you did in your basement was just so very cool at so many levels. And on one level, you were lucid in your dream. You sort of were aware. It's like, oh, let's do this again. So that was very, very cool. And then for whatever reason, you weren't that frightened. You actually were intrigued enough to say, oh, let's do this again, like it was something fun. And most people encountering an alligator would not be like, especially one with an open mouth really close by, would not think, oh, yay, a close by alligator with its mouth open. So you have a number of unique elements to your dream. But when the question of what do I mean by integrated embodied dream work is, as a psychotherapist and in my personal life, and of course then in my dream work, I use a variety of different methods and approaches. So I studied a whole bunch of different spiritual, energetic, and somatic tools for healing. Things
okay,
like,
Linda, can you hang on to that? We've actually got to go to a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I'm going to let you pick that right back up. So don't go away. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. And I'm your host, Kat Kanavos. We'll be right back.
Ever had a strange dream? Nautilus Award winner, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases by Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos and Duke University radiologist Dr. Larry Burke, forward by Dr. Bernie Siegel, shares how people like you self-advocated in the face of adversity and won using dreams. Read life-saving dream stories validated by medical reports. Hear how dreams of dead loved ones saved lives. Use interpretations and journaling as roadmaps in your waking world for health, wealth, and love. Dreams That Can Save Your Life. Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases. Buy the audio and book at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com in English and Italian worldwide and through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers.
How did life start on Earth, and why is there so much suffering? Are we living in a simulated reality like the characters in the Matrix movie? Do parallel dimensions exist alongside ours, influencing our experience? What are the mysterious dark energies that penetrate our universe? Peter Canova folds space and time to bring the twin bookends of ancient wisdom and quantum science into a single focal point, answering these and many other deep mysteries of the creation. Quantum Spirituality can be heard every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific on syndicated Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. See the show where past and present merge to show us our future.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Dreaming Healing on DreamVision7Radio.com, and I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. If you've got any questions for us, you can call 646-558-8656, and the ID is, get your pencil ready, 8836953587, and then just press the pound sign. Just before the break, we were speaking with Linda Schiller about her integrated embodied approach to Dreamwork and what that means. We had to take a break for, we were kind of unexpectedly, because this first part of the show went so quickly, just like the last time we did this. We might have to do this a third time. So Linda, take us through that again and tell us about this integrated dream work.
Sure. Thanks, Kat. So the integrated and embodied approach really means I use a variety of different disciplines and methods, both in my practice, in my life, and in my dream work. So I might use methods from energy psychology, like tapping, or using chakras, using meridians. I might use classical dream work methods such as Gestalt, where everything in the dream is some aspect of yourself. I frequently use dream re-entry or active imagination, which are Jungian concepts. And I'll also use cognitive therapies as well, looking at symbolism, looking at metaphor, looking at the bridge to life, what's the connection in life. And the embodied aspect of it is I do a lot of somatic work that integrates the body into the healing as well. So I often, as therapists and as writers and as talkers, we live a lot of time up in our head, but things happen to our bodies, right? And we have feelings because we feel them in our bodies. So one of the best ways to get at the emotional truth of a dream is to really tap into where they live in our bodies as well.
I
invite
that.
people.
Yeah, that is great. So Kimberly, When we were on the show together last time, you were talking about your dream journal and sketches. Now, can you use those for dream work?
Yeah,
the sketches?
I tend to, because I'm also an artist, I tend to like to take the recorded dream, whether it, well, I'll show you here. I brought my dream journal to this.
Great. Good.
Would be, to just do some writing there. But then I like to, from there, take it to a sketch of some sort. And this was my last visitation dream, August 2nd. And then from there, I might take it to, this can be a bit of a scarier image. This is a different dream though. I might take it to a collage, and I might take it to a painting.
Oh, cool. I love that.
Through that long process, it helps me just get a different level of meaning to the dream. It helps me just go deeper with the dream. So while, if clients want to share dreams, we can bring dreams into the session. But for my own personal practice, I love to take my dreams and bring them through a bit of an artistic or creative process to help me understand them deeper. And one thing, this is a bit of a shift. Can we talk about health too a little bit?
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Is this the right time to do that?
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah.
Well, I like to look at also, as I may track them in writing and through sketches and how I reconstruct them in collage or a painting or mixed media, is what dreams are repetitive. So as, we both have dealt with, or I would say I still am dealing with a chronic illness. I'm watching my dreams to this day of what I'm doing with my car. About a year prior to a diagnosis, for example, I had repetitive dreams of my car overheating. And I may look at how that evolves, not only how I write the evolvement of it, but how I may even draw, collage, or paint the evolvement of that dream. Similar thing about a year's worth of dreams of clogged toilets or other clogged pipes. And so I'll be doing this double tracking, one tracking it, in my dream journal over time linearly. But also, how does that look if I'm sketching it? How do the sketches change? How does it feel in terms of its evolution in my body? And of course, looking for the moment when the toilet's flushed or we're no longer clogged. And yeah, I can maybe find some funny.
So if I can jump in while you're looking,
please do.
Please. I wanted to pick up on what you were saying, and I loved your image of, following the toilet until it finally flushes, and that's one of the things that so makes keeping a record of our dreams so important is the way we can track both our journey possibly to a diagnosis or possibly to track an illness before medical professionals even pick up on it, but also to go in the other direction, right, to track our healing journey. Mm-hmm. So as our dreams begin to change and as those pipes become less and less clogged and the water flows freely and the toilet flushes easily over time, that helps us track how we're healing in our life as well. So those repetitive dreams are so important to pay attention to. So I just wanted to pick up on that and really sort of underline it with you.
No, I think that's important. Kimberly, do you want to explain to our audience, for those people who may not know, how important seeing a car in your dream is? By the way, this is Loki, and I let him on my lap because he does throw temper tantrums if he can't sit there.
What a beautiful cat. I just see the back, but
yeah, he's a little... he's a good boy. Yeah.
Okay.
Look over my shoulder.
Last time I had him on my lap, he actually pulled my earbud out and ate it. That was embarrassing, but this is live TV, guys, so anything can happen.
And I've got Effie over there on the chair keeping company with Loki.
No, don't do that again. Open up your mouth.
And I have my fingers crossed that my dog's going to continue with her nap right here.
Oh,
She,
good.
I'm like, please.
All our children.
Oh, I was going to show you. You don't have to be an artist, but if you are, you know, why not? That's a clogged toilet. So clogged that something happened there, as you can see.
And if you look at the play on words there, overflowing with crap, it kind of gives you an idea of what might be happening in your life.
Right, right.
You know, your life is full of something that you should really flush.
Either your body or your life or both.
And I made changes all around 360 degrees.
And wasn't that a good thing? Then it flushed.
Yeah, it did. So I was very excited when I woke up from a dream where the toilets were flushing fine after almost a year of clogged toilets.
Like Dreamworkers, right? Well, flushing
right.
toilets.
We're keeping it real. We're keeping it real. This is real.
This is real stuff, guys. If you're in the audience right now, this is going to get even more real. So don't go anywhere. So Kimberly, tell us about the car. I mean, cars are important. I always have cars in my dreams constantly. I'm in my car and I always ask myself, sometimes, you know, you were talking to Linda, you know, it's a lucid dream. I will look around in my car and say, am I driving my car in this dream or not? Which is an important question to ask. So Kimberly, what are cars in our dreams?
Well, I look at, because when I think of a car, you know, often I'll think of the house as maybe myself, my body. But when I look at a car, I'm looking at how for me, my dream dictionary of car is how am I moving through life? Yep. Who's in control? So I will look at who's driving. I will look at how we're driving, what we're driving on. You know, is the road muddy? Am I on a safe road? Am I driving erratically? And when I'm in a vehicle that, especially if the dream vehicle is the car I currently own, you know, that brings another element of like real timeness to it. And what is it about it overheating in a dream over and over and over? So lots of, you know, lifestyle changes. And this was all prior to a diagnosis. So I had to make some real big changes. And in another car dream, yes, I was driving again. And I remember one where I was parking and unparking and parking and unparking, you know, and packing it and unpacking it. During that time and I was exhausted. During that time of my life, I was working in 3 different counties. And I felt like I was always on the road, always packing an overnight bag. Yeah. So dreams can tell us a lot, not just about an illness coming, but are we living, especially if it's our car, I believe, are we living, or I should say, how am I living? Am I living in a way that's keeping my body at a decent temperature? You know, maybe it wouldn't have overheated if I had coolant in it and I was still operating like that. So clearly something in my pipes plus my actions and behavior were not working, and it was coming out through an overheating car.
So our cars are often directly connected to our health. So, you know, like Kimberly was talking about, you know, by keeping a journal, and some of us are not good at writing words. I understand that. And oftentimes those people who aren't good at writing words may be great at drawing pictures. So that's where your dream journal and drawing your dream journal, don't let it put you off if you feel you're not a great writer. It doesn't matter. Or if English is not your first language, or you just don't feel comfortable with words. You may feel more comfortable with pictures. And remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So Linda, what does a car mean to you in your dreams when you see it? Does it mean the same thing as Kimberly's car?
Well, it's a great question, because I was just thinking of sort of chiming in with, Kimberly was so very, very careful, and she like sort of caught herself and say, well, to me in my dreams, which is like an IASD, the International Association for the Study of Dreams, like, you know, it's our mantra is that we all have our own association to symbols. There are universal symbols and we can resonate, and some things are across cultures, but we all have our own personal relationships with the elements of our dreams. So probably because we both live in North America, we're you know, we have somewhat similar lives and lifestyles. We're both therapists. We both have kind of, probably more in common than I even know, because we have to catch up and chat. But I have a very similar association to cars. Cars may be the vehicle of how we get through our life. And just like Kim, when I or someone else has a dream about a car, I pay attention to who's driving. Am I the driver or the passenger? Am I in the front seat or the back seat? That's an interesting thing. If you think about who's driving your life, are you even in the front seat of your own life? Do the tires have air? Is it light out? Is it dark? Are there street lights? What are the road conditions? And what's another really interesting thing I found both in my own dreams and other people's is that if you pay attention, as Kim said, to like, do you know this car? Is it a car you've ever owned or been in? That can locate you and your dream in time and space. So if you look at the dream, and so my first car, for example, was a Chevy Nova. And I got that, I don't know how many years ago now, but when I was in my 20s, let's just leave it at that. So if I have a dream where my Chevy Nova shows up, I'm going to know, oh, this dream has some connection with that period of time in my life, because they can be place markers too in our life. Like that.
That's a great point. I didn't even think of that, but you're right. I mean, if I were to see an old Ford, I would think it was during the time of my parents. If I saw a Vega GT, it would be while I was in college. If it was my Jaguar, it's after I'm married. So, that's a very good point. And the colors, I think it's important. And like for our audience, just as Kimberly and Linda were saying, we do start most of the times when we're talking about our dreams, if this were my dream. And there's a really important reason for that. And that's because our dreams are full of our dream language, our personal dream language. And so if I'm dreaming about a snake, which I love, I think they're beautiful. That to me is the Kundalini. A snake to me means something very different to somebody else. They're scared to death of snakes. They see a snake, they're running in their dream, and then they're finding that they can't run, so they're trying to fly. So yes, if this were my dream, this is what I would think is important, because what I'm dreaming and what my dreams mean to me may not mean the same thing to someone else. And we're very, very respectful of that. Believe it or not, guys, it's time for another break. So don't go away. We're going to be right back. You are listening to Dreaming Healing on DreamVision7Radio.com. And I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, aka the Queen of Dreams. You can Google search me if you'd like to know more. Don't go away, because when we come back, I'm going to have them hold up their books, and we're going to talk about the Kabbalah also. We're going into the third part of this radio show.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Ever had a strange dream? Nautilus Award winner, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases by Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos and Duke University radiologist Dr. Larry Burke. Forward by Dr. Bernie Siegel, shares how people like you self-advocated in the face of adversity and won using dreams. Read life-saving dream stories validated by medical reports. Hear how dreams of dead loved ones saved lives. Use interpretations and journaling as roadmaps in your waking world for health, wealth, and love. Dreams that can save your life. Early warning signs of cancer and other diseases. Buy the audio and book at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com in English and Italian worldwide and through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers.
Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Darkest hours to brightest moments. Transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity: Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on DreamVision7Radio.com, and I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. I'm also known as the Queen of Dreams. You can Google search me if you'd like to know more. So just before the break, we were speaking with Linda Schiller and Kimberly Mascaro about a number of things, including journaling and drawing your dreams rather than writing them out. I know there are many people who have said, I would love to keep a journal, but I can't stand writing. And I don't remember enough to really write pages and pages of a dream. Well, guess what? Dr. Kimberly Mascaro has shown you don't have to. You can paint, draw, or sketch your dream. And you can hang it on the wall because chances are it's going to be an incredible piece of artwork. I've seen the dream artwork at the IASD, and I've got to tell you, it just blows me away. I can write my dreams out in the journals, but to be able to create that type of artwork with your dream, now that is indeed a special gift. So before we went to break, I told you that when we came back, we were going to talk about the Kabbalah and Dreamwork. So let's start with Linda. Linda, you actually study the Kabbalah and use it in your dream work. Tell us a little bit about that, because that's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Well, it's because I think I created this method, so that would be why it's the first time you've heard of it.
Well, then I'm right on track.
You are. So the Kabbalah is the mystical branch of Judaism, and mystical branches of all religions, it is said, that often have more in common with each other sometimes than with their parent religion. So the Kabbalah has a lot in common with Gnosticism. It has a lot in common with Sufism. It has a lot in common with indigenous peoples' native spirituality, with Aboriginal mythology and spirituality in Australia. So the Kabbalah, there are two types of Kabbalah. One is called Kabbalah Ma'asit, which means practical Kabbalah in Hebrew, and the other is Kabbalah Merkava, which is translated as chariot Kabbalah. So that's the one where you work in transcendent planes, where you can move through time and space, where you can connect with the divine, however you understand whatever he or she or it or they are to you. And what I did with the Pardes method that I created is I took a way of reading the Torah, which is the holy book in Judaism that is used in Kabbalah. And it looks at the layers. When you're reading a holy book, you can read it at many multiple layers that are simultaneously true. It's not, it means this or this, but rather it means this and this and this. And in the Pardes system, that's how we read the Torah. And I applied that Kabbalistic system to working with a dream. So there are 4 layers that I've spelled out in my book. And the first one, the P of Pardes, stands for Pshat, which is the simple layer. That's just the words or the picture that you've drawn of your dream itself. And the next layer, the R, stands for the Hebrew word, which means remez, which is remez, which means hint. So what is the dream hinting at, right? The first associations you have after the actual language of the dream, that's the hint. Oh yeah, this reminds me of that. And it's kind of pretty obvious. You know, you can peel that layer back pretty quickly. The third layer, the D in English, stands for drosh in Hebrew, from the word lidrosh, which means to chase after. So this is the layer we have to pursue and we have to chase after using all different manner of dream interpretation and dream work methodologies, whatever you want to work with, to help you get to these deeper layers, which may also include the prodromal or the health warning layer. And then the final layer is Sod, which means has the same letter S in English, which is secret. And that's the transcendent layer where we connect with the divine, where we connect with our departed relatives, where we may or may not have mystical experiences, where holy people may come and visit us in our dreams. So that would be the 4th layer. And in any given dream, if you sit with it long enough, you'll probably be able to find all 4 layers, but we don't always need to or want to. It depends on what our interest is and how much time we have. And whether or not it's a dream that's grabbing our imagination that we want to spend a long time with or not. So that's a nutshell.
I love that. Kimberly, do you do anything similar with your dream work?
No, I don't have a background in Kabbalah, although it's interesting that mysticism is coming up in this conversation. It was through a group of Gnostic mystics that got me on to, let's just say, this dreaming path in the first place. Many people assume it was IASD or a research project or something, but that's not true. I started studying with a group of Gnostic mystics in the Bay Area, and they were the ones that opened the dream world for me. And it was years after that that I even discovered the IASD. And what they taught, what they wanted, as you know, we know mystic sex is direct, or gnosis direct revelation or direct knowledge. So they trained us to have lucid dreams and what Stephen LaBerge would call wild wake-induced lucid dream, or similarly, others would call an out-of-body experience. Other people might call it astral travel. It really depends who you're talking to get the right language. But it was my experience with them that opened up this world for me. So when I jumped into dream work, it was really through very conscious experiences to begin with. And they didn't come naturally. I had to train for months and months to get these types of experiences. And when I say train, I mean, you know, a couple hours of meditation a day. I could go on, but
yeah,
it's
a couple of hours. And I thought the one at the beginning was long.
Yeah, I was just so motivated at the time, you know?
Yeah, that is just amazing. So, you
It
know,
changed my life.
I'm sorry, what was that, Kimberly?
The mysticism, whether it's, you know, Kabbalah, the Gnosticism, or maybe even Sufism, I agree with Linda. There's more similarity there than difference. And I would just say I credit it and honor it very deeply and respect it because it changed my life, literally.
It's amazing all three of us share that, because with me, I never really paid that much attention to my dreams until I had these Franciscan monks walking into my dreams, taking me through the sacred doorway to the realm between realms, actually where the living and the dead can meet and converse. And they told me I had breast cancer. So that was the beginning of mine. And I was like, wow, this is, you know, I believe we're all born with that ability. And we just, like, we could pretty much all of us ride a bike, but we just have to work that skill. Can you, Linda, can you hold your book up for us and tell us where we can find it and who your publisher is?
Yes. This is Modern Dreamwork, and the publisher is Llewellyn. And I have to say, I think they did just a spectacular job with the cover. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's really, really beautiful cover. They did a great job. So in this case, I say, yes, please do judge a book by its cover. And it's available, of course, from the publisher and from all the usual spots. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it from indie bookstores. You can get it from Barnes and Nobles. There's a new thing I just recently posted on my website called Bookshop. That's a consortium of independent booksellers, and they carry it as well.
Great.
So if you Googled it, a whole bunch of different options would pop up, and then you can take your pick.
And how can we find you?
How can you find? Well, I have a website just for the book, which you mentioned before, and the website is just moderndreamwork.com. So on the website, you can read about a little bit about what the book is about. You can see some of the other shows that I've been on, sort of my journey with it this past year. You can see some of the endorsements that people have. And also there's some click buttons to be able to purchase it there.
Great.
So those
wonderful. So Dr. Kimberly Mascaro, can you hold your beautiful book up for us and tell us who published you?
Sure. Thank you. This is, let's see. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the cat on the front. I got a cat in my lap.
It's Extraordinary Dreams, Visions, Announcements, and Premonitions Across Time and Place. It was published by McFarland, and you can also find it at Amazon and on my website, consciouschimera.com. These images, McFarland was so cool to honor the sketch I sent them. I sent them a sketch, and I said, these are my probably most meaningful dream images from, I want to say it was 2017, 2016, maybe even, and made a sketch, and they took those images and then designed it and gave it color and depth. And so when I saw the cover, I was also very pleased with it, like Linda, you know, was of her. It meant a lot to me that they would consider my own sketches.
And how can we find you?
consciouschimera.com. A chimera is, maybe you could see, I don't know if anyone can see it, but it is a mythical creature. It is, maybe I can even move this so you could see it. It is a mythical creature. Do you see that painting there in the middle? I'm not sure if you can see the depth or the detail there. I'm sorry, but a chimera is a mythical creature. It's a 3-part creature. So one of the most common ones from ancient Greece and the Etruscan people was the lion with the goat head and the snake. And it's a mythical creature, and they often, again, there's some different histories of it, but they would, see it as an evil female creature you'd have to slay.
Oh gosh, we don't want to do that. No.
Look into the history of chimera. But what I liked about it is I had dreams of this creature, and the conscious part of conscious chimera is me becoming conscious of my parts and how did I work with them to own them and integrate them. So that's why I have the website with a strange name, Conscious Chimera.
Great. Thank you for sharing that story. Believe it or not, guys, we've come to the end of the show. We're down to our last few seconds. So right. We didn't get to read any of our dreams out of our books. We got to have a part 3. I mean, the hour's just not long enough. And so I want to thank, yes, it was a great time. And I want to thank our audience for making Dreaming Healing such a great success. You can share your dreams with me in an email, catcan@comcast.com. And until next time, remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us this evening. And a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS, or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.